Alright, welcome back to Frieren Anime Review, episode number 2. We are here reviewing episodes 3 and 4 for the series. Yep, we can find more interesting things here. First, you have Killing Magic and Where the Souls Rest. Yep. We can't see Flash. So, they go to like various different places. We see a little personality thing for Frieren. We see that she's a very lazy person, where she takes until like noon in order to wake up out of bed. Where Frieren has to get up out of bed, dress her. Apparently, she also goes there with her hair wet, so she has to get her hair, brush her hair, and to clean up the room, which is covered in books. And apparently, she has to do this almost every morning. So they go to this one town where they fix up a statue, and there's this like older gentleman, which of course she finds out because she knows the hat, and he looks to him like, "Oh yeah, you're the delinquent who basically flipped my skirt." And there's a flashback of him. He's like, "I've always wanted to do that, but I can't keep more self-control." Yeah, it shows the fact he's madly in love with her. I'm like, dude, just tell her. I thought that was kind of funny. The fact that this little boy flipping a skirt of an elf who was like 1,000 years old. But she looks really good for her age. So, then of course they go to then they go to their town where they clean up the shoreline, which of course they reveal in the flashback. They were in this town before, but she couldn't make it to the New Year celebration due to the fact she overslept. And him, though, basically chewed her and basically got sick because of it. So basically, this is the town where they reveal the whole fact she's lazy. So they have her and Fern where they proceed to clean up the shoreline that's covered in destroyed ships. Oh yeah, and they burn all the wood. They also clean out. There's also a funny gag. They basically show off a couple times in the first episode, where the spy pick is clearly a trap chest, where she opens up and she gets trapped in the chest because the chest is a monster. Yeah, it's a minor gag, which she sticks out her rear end like the way she does. I think it's kind of funny. We see them all staying in some fields, and then of course they run into Asren, the dwarf, who's voiced by Chris Carrero. Haven't seen new characters yet. Well, we're getting a chance to see from the voice actors here. So, they go to this tree, which inside the tree is a mini library run by Fern's master, which she was taught by this particular person 1,000 years prior to the series. Yes, prove the fact that Frieren is over 1,000 years old. Yeah, elves do usually live that long. Like, I've seen it where in one series, like, one elf is like over 500. And I'm like, it's elves. Of course, basically, they live that long. Because elves have long-lasting lives. It doesn't matter what series I'm watching. Basically, either it's One Piece, any fantasy anime I watch, or even, let's say, Lord of the Rings. Elves always tend to be beings that age for a long time. Though at least at times, one thing I can tell anyways, about 50% of the male elf characters, depends on the situation for how the character is written. Half the time, you have male elf characters being dicks, because we can live forever, let's be a massive dick to people, or they're very nice people, like Legolas from Lord of the Rings. And so far in 4 episodes, the only non-human species that we've seen so far has been elves and dwarves. Of course, as also mentioned, they have passed by the castle from the Demon King. This, of course, not the same one they killed. This is a different one, which they don't mention who it is at this point in time. They had to pass by because they had to go there. Ashley probably wouldn't. I think Fern wouldn't mind if he traveled with her, but he can't because he's like so old. This way, his arms don't look very old. Yeah, I don't get it. I do like the fact we actually see a dwarf very early on in the series. Sometimes, basically, some series I've watched, fantasy ones, where we have to wait a while before a dwarf shows up. Like, here's an example for you. Overlord did not show his first dwarf until season 4 of the show. You know, the last season that aired 3 years ago. Yeah, that one. In the case of That Same Crimes of Slime, we did it late in season 1. But here's something that I have not seen yet for any anime, because I don't think any animators have the desire to do this. Have somebody reincarnate as a dwarf. Yes, the series Here in the World, they actually had an elf girl, they actually had a dwarf girl at the end of the series. Sometimes dwarves, now usually they are picked the traditional short. For some reason, I've seen a couple times with dwarves basically like normal heights. Like, if you look, let's say, like Lord of the Rings, let's cast like very tall guys to be dwarfs. Yeah. Because of the common short jokes. Yeah. Now, in case you're curious, though, have I come across a series where a dwarf is evil? Off the top of my head, no. Because dwarves are actually probably the only species I've seen for their not regular humans, where either look human, where they're actually really nice people. Elves, I have seen some people who pretend to be not very nice people. But dwarves, no. They're always very nice people. I've never seen a series where a dwarf is evil. Not off the top of my head, no. Not any Japanese anime I've seen where we have fantasy ones where we have dwarves being evil. But, yeah. They tend to be not bearing per se. Usually they're very decent people, from what I've seen in a lot of the animes. A lot of the time, dwarves are usually depicted as warriors or craftsmen. That's, simply put, the only jobs they have I've ever seen they do. And weird enough, here's a fun fact that you may not know. When it comes to me and seeing dwarves in anime. A lot of the time when it comes to dwarves, usually it's guys I've seen. I've never seen a female dwarf. Never. You're like, really? Isn't there female dwarfs? There are, except they're very rare. I've never seen them. All the other ones I've seen male and female ones, but not dwarfs. Yeah. Oh, and also, they have one big thing in common, all the male dwarfs. They all have beards. Name one series in the anime or American fiction where you have a dwarf and they have no beards. The answer is none. None I've seen anyways. They've always had beards. Though sometimes they're long beards or short beards, but they always have a beard. Because that's their trademark. Also, you know what's also a trademark of theirs? Them wearing hats. They love wearing hats. Either it's a warrior type of hat, like in the case of this one here, where he's got like a one with horns on top of it, or it's simply like a skull cap. But they always wear hats. They love wearing hats, or like a gladiator helmet. But that's simply dwarves in a nutshell for them. Yep. Yeah, even the ones that time crimes of slime, in case you're curious, yeah, generally put all of them generally wear hats. They always wear hats, always. They all have beards, from what I can tell anyways. Actually, I think one did have there was one that was mostly clean shaven, I remember that one. But beards tend to be common trademark with them, along with hats. Yep. So basically, they're going off. Now, we're roughly only 4 episodes into the series so far. I have exactly about 24 to go, so I got a little while with this one. So I probably have time to do about 2 more, and I'll probably call it a night. I'll probably do 2 more tomorrow. Yep. So yeah, that's a big episode of you. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit this like button. Well, see you in a bit more for Frieren. Bye.